Okay, Arjuna Uvacha. Okay. 11th chapter, 51 shloka. I'm reciting the shloka once again. Arjuna Uvacha Drushtavedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanim Asmi Sama Samvritya Sacheta Prakritim Gataha. Shloka once again. Arjuna Uvacha Drushtavedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanim Asmi Samvritya Sacheta Prakritim Gati Gataha. Yes. Any two members, please try reciting the shloka.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Piyush Prabhu.
Arjuna Uvacha Drishtavedam Manusam Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanim Asmi Smarata Sacheta Prakritim Gataha.
Jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Arjuna Vacha Dristvedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardhana Idanim Asmi Samvrittaha Sasetaha Prakritim Gataha.
Jai. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
So
Krishna.
can somebody read the translation now?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, sorry.
When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature.
Yes. So purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So I request someone else to read the purport, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Shreesh.
Here the word Manushyanam Rupam clearly indicate the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be originally two-handed. Those who deride Krishna as if he was an original person are shown here to be ignorant of his divine nature. If Krishna is like an ordinary human being, then how it is possible for him to show the universal form and again to show the four-handed Narayan form? So it is very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita that one who thinks the Krishna is an original person who misguides the reader by claiming that it is an impersonal Brahman within Krishna speaking is doing the greatest injustice. Krishna has actually shown his universal form in and his four-handed Vishnu form. So how can he be an ordinary human being? A pure devotee is not confused by misguiding commentaries on Bhagavad Gita because he knows what is what. The original verse of Bhagavad Gita are as clearly as the sun. They do not require lamplight from the foolish commentators. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shreesh. So wonderful purport of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So please show the shloka, Prabhu. Yeah. Arjuna Uvacha. After seeing Krishna's universal form, Arjuna prayed to Krishna. Oh Krishna, wonderful form. Thousands of heights, thousands of hands, thousands of bellies. Anekavatram. So many unlimited forms we have. And Arjuna could see all the Devi Devatas within that universal form. So he started praying, oh Krishna, please accept me as your servant. I have done some mistakes, not knowing your greatness. So after hearing the Arjuna's prayer, Krishna responded, okay, don't worry, Arjuna. You are excused, don't worry. You are my dear devotee. Then Krishna also says, you are feeling fearfulness, bhiti, don't worry. Then on the request of Arjuna, Krishna showed his four-handed form first and then two-handed form. Four-handed form first and then two-handed form. From the universal form to four-handed form, then to two-handed form. Just like Krishna showed this four-handed form and then two-handed form in front of Mother Devaki and Vasudeva. Okay, Krishna showed that. And now Arjuna feeling pacified. So in this shloka is a Arjuna is pacified now in this shloka. That's why Arjuna is saying, what he's saying? Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna is saying, Drishtavedam Manusham Rupam. Oh Krishna, you are the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, but you are looking like a ordinary human being. Yes, you are taken the human-like form, but you are not. You see, Arjuna is very clearly is telling, Drishtavedam Manusham Rupam. You are looking like a man. You are looking like a human-like form, but you are Tava Saumyam Janardana. But you are the Supreme Lord, my dear Lord. You are so beautiful. Oh Janardana, you are so beautifully looking, just like a human being. Yeah, just like a human being. Idanim asmi samvritte. Idanim asmi samvritte. Asmi means yourself. Okay. Idanim asmi samvritte. Asmi means myself. Sacheta prakritim gataha. So now I restored my original nature. Now I'm feeling so pacified, comfortable, because you are showing your original transcendental Shama Sundara form. I'm very pacified now. Now, if you see purport of Prabhupada, he refutes two arguments. We should learn this. Prabhupada, in his purports, is catching the general popular understanding and he is correcting their understanding. Try to understand this. There are 3 points we are going to discuss on this shloka. 3 points. First thing is argument and refutation. Second thing, second argument and second refutation. And third thing is as analogy, how Prabhupada is presenting in the purport. The first argument, argument 1. We are going to discuss 3 points. Once again, I'm repeating. First argument and refutation, second argument and refutation, and analogy of Srila Prabhupada. How he is presenting this. Okay. The argument 1. Generally, people may think Krishna as an ordinary human being. Arey, Krishna also have 2 hands, 1 head, 2 legs, just like me. Oh, Krishna also has girlfriends, just like me. Oh, Krishna also lifted Govardhan Hill. I would also lifted Govardhan Hill if I know the center of gravity. Oh, Krishna, he killed some demons, some Rakshasas. I also would have killed. What is the big deal in it? Many heroes are killing many villains in the movies. I would also done something like that. So Krishna is also like ordinary man. This is argument 1. Then how Prabhupada refutes it? If Krishna is ordinary man, how he would have showed universal form to Arjuna? You just think once. If Krishna is ordinary human being, then how Krishna would have showed the universal form to Arjuna? And Arjuna witnessed this universal form. And this universal form is amazing and bewildering. Right, left, up, down, in all directions. Arjuna is only seeing the universal form. There is no Adi, there is no beginning, there is no middle, there is no end for this universal form. In all directions, the universal form is pervaded. Just like when the fish is there in the water, the fish can only see the water. Can fish see the earth? No. Fish can only see the water surrounded by it because fish is there in the water. Similarly, Arjuna is surrounded by the universal form of Krishna. Wherever he sees, the universal form only is seen. This is how Prabhupada refutes the first argument. So, lesson for us is we should never misunderstand Krishna as an ordinary human being. No. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mamiti so Arjuna. If anybody understands my birth, my activities are transcendental. Transcendental means which are beyond our understanding, beyond the three modes of material nature, beyond the material understanding. So Krishna, whatever he does, that is extraordinary activity. Not ordinary, is extraordinary. Krishna, whatever pastimes he does, that's amazing. Krishna's appearance is not like us. Krishna's activities are not like us. That's why we should be very, very careful. Only from Vaishnavacharyas we should hear the explanation about the Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Krishna is not ordinary human being. Some people may say, oh, Krishna is some great Mahatma in the history. In the Vedic India, Krishna is some great Mahatma. Rama is also some great Mahatma. No, it's foolish commentators. This is not good. That is not a right understanding. Krishna is a Swayam Bhagavan with the 6 opulences. There is no one who's equal to him. There is no one who's above him. Yes, so that is Krishna. The second argument. Some people may say that Krishna, it is actually impersonal Brahman within Krishna who is speaking Bhagavad Gita. I'm repeating the argument once again. It is impersonal Brahman within Krishna who is speaking Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada writes in the purport. Can you show the purport once? This is the second argument Prabhupada is taking, and he is refuting it. Show the purport. Yeah. Prabhupada says, he says, yeah, who thinks that Krishna is an ordinary person who and misguides the reader by claiming it is it is impersonal Brahman within Krishna who is speaking, and it is impersonal Brahman who is speaking Bhagavad Gita, who is there within Krishna. Prabhupada says it is completely injustice. It's the greatest injustice. It is a completely false understanding people present. Prabhupada, he refutes this argument. No. It is not impersonal Brahman who is speaking within Krishna, but it is actually Krishna is a source of that impersonal Brahman. It is Krishna who is the source of that impersonal Brahman. There is a wonderful shloka. I request Prashant Prabhu to display this shloka. 14th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. You can go to Vedas, you can show this shloka. 14th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. Last shloka, go to last shloka. So Krishna, last shloka, 27. See, many people say this. What they say is, oh, the Param Tattva, the absolute truth is impersonal. It doesn't have any form. It is Nirakar. It is impersonal feature. It is ultimate thing. That's what people say, many people. Many commentators, they say this. But it is a completely false. Actually, Krishna is a source of the impersonal Brahman. Impersonal Brahman, it comes from Krishna. What is the meaning of impersonal Brahman? I will explain just here. There is, sun. When there is a sunlight, when somebody is trying to see the sun, but he cannot see the sun, because sunlight is so much, his eyes, he cannot see the sun clearly. His eyes gets burnt. He cannot see for long. That sunlight is so much, he cannot see the sun. The impersonal Brahman is something like that of light coming from the sun. Impersonal Brahman is something like a light which is coming from the transcendental body of Krishna. Now, in this Bhagavad Gita itself, wonderful shloka comes. Brahmano hi pratishtaham amrutasya vyavasya cha shashvatasya dharmasya sukaike kantikasya cha. Can somebody read the translation for this shloka? Krishna is saying this shloka. Can somebody read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is in the constitutional position of ultimate happiness.
Yes. So Krishna is describing that Brahman, and he is saying, I am the source of that Brahman. Krishna is Aham, Brahmano hi pratishtha. I am the Aham, Brahmano hi pratisthaham. Krishna is telling this, claiming very wonderful. So coming back to the today's shloka. So this is a second argument. Second argument is, people may say that it is impersonal Brahman which is greatest than Krishna. No. Some people, they are more foolish. They say that Krishna assumed a form. Actually, he is originally impersonal. He doesn't have any form, but he assumed this form, people say. That is also completely wrong. Yes. When Krishna says this, Janma karma cha me divyam, Krishna says this, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharataha atmanam sujamyaham. These people, foolish commentators, they say this, no, Krishna is assuming the form. No, Krishna is not assuming the form. Krishna is originally transcendental form. He has the original transcendental form of the Lord, the Supreme Lord. So that's how Prabhupada explains. He refutes this argument by saying Krishna is a source of the impersonal Brahman. The 14th point says in the purport, Krishna, he is the one who showed the universal form which is impersonal. Krishna is the one who showed the Narayana form. Krishna is the one who showed his original form. So Krishna is the one who showed all these forms. How can you say that Krishna doesn't have form? Krishna is the one who is showing all these varieties of forms. Narayana, two-handed form, his original form, and the universal form, impersonal form. Krishna is the one who showed all this. How can you say that Krishna doesn't have form? So this is how Prabhupada refutes argument 2. And third point, Prabhupada explains very wonderfully as analogy. He says, these foolish commentators will keep commenting many things. Not just these two. They will keep commenting like anything. One after another, they may comment many things. But your commentary is not required to understand Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says. Your commentary is not required. Don't give such commentaries. So, if somebody is not understood Krishna properly, he may speak anything and everything based on his limited knowledge. That's why we should understand Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna consciousness process from the authorized devotees, authorized Vaishnavas. So we don't need your commentaries, Prabhupada says. Just like he gives example, analogy. Bhagavad Gita is itself like a sun. It is very, very effulgent. To see the sunlight, you don't need a lamp light. You don't need to give a torchlight to it. It is like, it is a foolishness to show the torchlight. Oh, see the sun. By on the torchlight, you are telling someone, oh, see the sun there. You are switching on your torchlight and showing this towards sun and saying, see the sun. That is a foolishness. So Prabhupada says, many commentators, they are misguiding the people in general. They are saying Krishna doesn't have form. You can also become Krishna. No, your commentaries are not required. Your commentaries are just like a lamp light, torch light to show the sun. Because Bhagavad Gita itself is very, very clear. It is presenting very clear. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He has a form. Now in this shloka, Arjuna is pacified. He is satisfied to see the Supreme Lord is a Shama Sundara. And he's saying, Manusham Rupam, you are looking just like a human being. He's not human being. He's not a human being like us. He's just looking like just human being. So that's why we should hear Bhagavad Gita from the pure devotees of the Lord, but not get confused by hearing from so many misguided commentaries. Yes. In any language, if you go to every language, there are so many people who keep commenting on Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. Now Janmashtami is coming, People take their advantage. Oh, Janmashtami is the most celebrated festival. So everybody keeps their commentaries. Everybody says something. Oh, they will release their videos. They will speak something. They will make their own propaganda on Krishna, on Bhagavad Gita. Oh, Krishna is Bhagavan. Some people say, no, you can also become Bhagavan. So they may say many things on Janmashtami. especially the festival is approaching, right? So to catch the attention of the people, they will also speak something on Krishna. But we should be very careful. We should speak, we should hear only from pure devotees of the Lord, just like Srila Prabhupada. His commentaries helps us to understand Krishna is not an ordinary person, the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, and Krishna is not the impersonal Brahman. Impersonal Brahman, in fact, is a source. It has its source in Krishna. Krishna is the source of the impersonal Brahman. Krishna is not impersonal. He's a personal, he's a supreme personality of Godhead. He's a personality. That's why once one lawyer actually, he asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, why you are keeping the society name ISKCON? Let us keep ISGON, International Society for God Consciousness. Prabhupada said, no, that's all foolishness. We know who is God. We are very clear. Let us keep, instead of God, Krishna, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So Prabhupada is so clear. So there's such kind of, these are the 3 points we should learn from this look. Argument 1 on refutation, argument 2 on refutation, and how Prabhupada is presenting the analogy. All the misdirected, misguided commentaries are just like a torch lights to show the sun. Because Bhagavad Gita itself is very, very clear like sun. So thank you all very much. One small information for all of you, that this 125th birth anniversary of Srila Prabhupada is approaching. So we wanted to start, I think one of our student, tomorrow we will release that, we will tell. So we wanted to make a Google Doodle on birth anniversary of Srila Prabhupada on 31st of August. 30th of August is Janmashtami, 31st is a Nandotsav. That is the same day is the appearance of Lord Srila Prabhupada. So let us make this Google Doodle. We need to send a mail to Google support. We will display it. I will try to make one short video on that tomorrow. We will try to publicize more and more so that people can send a mail to Google to keep Srila Prabhupada birth anniversary, 125th birth anniversary as a doodle of Google. So thank you very much. Okay, here I'm seeing one comment here. How can a person not having a form can show a form? P-Show says. Okay. Yes, bro, that's very interesting, right? Prabhupada is so intelligent, he is presenting his wonderful commentaries. How can a person can show a form if he doesn't have a form? It's a very interesting point. People talk so foolishly. Krishna is transcendental supreme Lord, Bhagavan, personality. Then only we can relate, when Arjuna saw the universal form of Krishna, he said, no, I don't want to see this. It's all material. I am not feeling any feelings. He got bewildered. He got confused a little bit. Arjuna, no, I don't want to see this universal form. There Prabhupada writes, pure devotees are not interested to see the universal form of the Lord. Why? Because that cannot enhance the relationships. They cannot exchange any feelings with the universal form. If they want to feed something to Krishna, how they will feed? There's unlimited mouths. Which mouth they will keep? Yes. So that's why Lord has a form. Lord has a form. It's a universal form. It's not a universal form. It is a supreme personality of Godhead. It's a Shyam Sundara, so beautiful and form. That's why the word comes here. Tava Saumyam Janardana. Oh Janardana, you have a beautiful form, Janardana. That's what Krishna says. That's what Arjuna says in this look. Tava Saumyam Janardana. Okay, Prashant Prabhu also comments here. He is complete. If he does not have form, how can be Purna? Yes. So another interesting point Prabhupada presents sometimes in his conversation. He says that Krishna is absolute truth. Anything can possible for him. He can be impersonal also. He can be personal also. But having a personal form of Krishna is superior to having impersonal. I don't know. I cannot call form them. Being impersonal. Having personal is more superior than not having a form. So that's how we understood one point there when Prabhupada explains the pure devotees are interested to see Krishna's form. We understood this point. It is very, very very important to have a personal relationships. It's very important. If we doesn't have a personal relationship with the devotees, how can we have a personal devotees with the Supreme Lord? Now this, that's why this internet, Google or else whatever, Zoom, Facebook, all the social media is helping us to connect to a personally. See, we should not just end up using all these gadgets and social media to hear some Akashvani in the height from the sky. We should interact, we should develop the personal relationships. Whenever we feel we get trouble, we should feel, oh, there is one devotee whom I can speak to. Whenever I feel I get troubles, I have some devotees with whom I can call up immediately. Prabhuji, this is a problem. So that is more important. Personal relationships among devotees is more important. That leads us to have a personal relationship with Krishna. So thank you all very much for joining. Hare Krishna. So can I see all of you? Just